La dee 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 da da. Ya da 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 beep 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 ba ba ba. Ya ba 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 ba. Da 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 ba 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 da ba da ba. Okay, so after I had the, shall we say, unlawful entry by a religious zealot. Of course, within a few 3-4 days, I had a phone conversation with my mother. Hi, Mom. And she, knowing me, found a gift that she sent to me that I'm going to share with everyone because I just think it's funnier than hell. After I told her about the whole situation I went through, she sent me that. I don't know why I think it's funny, but it is. Well, let's get down to it. There's like a bunch of questions here from Hypnopotamus. First, I don't know, I'm assuming you're using broadband, and that's pretty amazing, 2 to 3 hours to upload a video. I'm uploading the videos through my wireless network to my DSL connection, and a 10-minute video usually takes 15 to 20 minutes, so something is, that's, I'm a Cymex man, but I've also used Chinex glass, I've used the Chinese glass, I've used Shot, I've used Cymex, Pyrex. Pyrex is really just a registered trade name, but it's referring to borosilicate. You gotta understand that borosilicate glass, to be classified as borosilicate for trade and for legitimate trade and resale, has to meet certain chemical criteria. And that is basically the chemical composition of the glass. Now, the biggest difference between the China glass and like Cymex or Shot or the Artist series and stuff like that is really how it's handled during manufacture. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong on this, but I don't think they're doing a really good annealing cycle after they make the Chinese glass. Why would I say that? Because you can put a large diameter heavy wall tube into the fire and sometimes it'll burst like soft glass. It's like it's got stressorizer still in the glass. Now you can take the same exact tube, put it in a kiln before you use it, the Chinese glass, and run it through a proper annealing cycle, and you'll be surprised how well that glass works. It works just about like Cymex or Shot. But you have to do the annealing before you start playing with it, and that of course costs you money and electricity, so you got to really evaluate whether you're getting that great a deal when you buy the Chinese. There's only a couple colors I'll buy from Chinese manufacturers. I will buy some black because you can get huge sticks of black and only spend a couple of dollars. Another color that's really good from the Chinese manufacturers is just good old-fashioned cobalt blue, because cobalt blue is a pretty easy chemical formulation. All of my tubing, I go with Cymex because I don't want to play around annealing. So that's the type of glass I use. Now you had a question that I thought was brilliant. Let's show everyone what Hypnopotamus is talking about. Yep, that's a 44mm tube, and the sucker is long. So what do you do with a tube like that? Well, if you want to cut it while it's in the cold state, there's really only one way to cut tube on large diameter and do it well, and that's with a cold saw. So what you'll find most flame workers do, and you're dreading it, and you've already figured it out, you mentioned it in your video, everyone I know flame cuts these down. I handle different size tube differently. Like a 25mm tube is light enough and small enough that I can pull the first point in a full 5-foot stick. It's not it hasn't proven to be a difficult thing for me. When you get past about 31, that process starts to get hard. A lot of glass artists on large tubes start using bench rollers to support the tube while they're doing their flame cutting. But I figure I need to break another 44 mil tube, so why not show you the process I go through? Hopefully it'll help you out some. Okay, there you go. This piece of tube is 4¼ pounds. So let's just round it to 5. Now I'm going to be holding that 5 pounds out like this. And it's really important that you understand, if you hold 5 pounds out here for very long, your arms are going to not like you. I'm rambling on. This video is already too long, so let's get to the process, and hopefully, if it doesn't help you understand, let me know and we'll come up with another plan, okay?
When I first plunge a piece of tube this size into the fire, I'll roll it really slow so that it has long enough to come up to temperature. If you put a huge piece in and try to feather it in the fire or bring it in slow, you'll actually, usually from my experience, have a lower probability of success than if you just plunge it right in there. But the trick is, don't have it rolling at 100 miles an hour. You need to heat each zone as you're going. Now on this really big tube, this is exactly the process I use every time. I lose a little bit there. And I got 2 ends that are now somewhat concentric. And I'll just keep rolling them with the tips down. By doing that, if I keep them spinning, I'll end up with the nuts centered on each piece. I get this piece of 10 mil solid welded really solidly. The process of pulling your first point is really just get it in there right next to the punchy. You got an area hot enough to do your point. Pull it out of the fire. Over and over again, pulling another one off the end each time. Just pull, pull, pull. And you just keep pulling those. fun there.